Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Random Talks. I'm Teacher Carlos, and here with us, as always, is Teacher David.
Hello, guys. Hello, teacher Carlos. So good to see you back again.
Yeah, of course, as always. And today we have a very special guest that I really, really appreciate. We also have here our dearest teacher, Pablo.
Hi, how's it going, guys? How are
Hello,
you?
hello. Really
So,
good. So excited for you to be here.
yes, it's
Excited to
always
be.
good.
It's been a long time since the
Yeah,
Yes,
last.
actually.
definitely. A very long time. We were starting, right?
Yeah, was
When
it
you
like
One of the
April?
first, yeah.
Yeah. And funny that we mentioned that because it's something we're going to do something very similar to that. We're going to be remembering some of our moments now. I think that it's very interesting to make like a little recap about
Yes.
what we have been doing so far, right? With this amazing project.
Quick
Yeah,
question:
exactly.
Am I the first guest to repeat, or has have there been?
No, I think there has been one only that has
Yeah.
been with us like with two
Never mind.
episodes.
Never mind.
But you're special to
Yeah,
us.
you're
I know.
always
I was
welcome.
the first guest, right?
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you
Okay.
were. Yeah, you were. Yeah, because now you're a
Have,
superstar on TikTok, and now we don't get to see you anymore. You're doing your
yeah,
Exactly.
things over
I still have
there.
here, right?
Yeah, you're being viral over there, like, and
Yeah.
we're working. So, yeah, yeah, he's all. Yeah, he's actually the
The
first
first,
one to
yeah.
to come back
Ah,
again.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
because we always say that. We always go like, yeah, you should come back next
Yeah,
time.
and if you
And
want to come back,
yes, and they always say yeah. So welcome back, teacher Pablo.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
eh, eh, eh.
You can give me the money when we
Yeah.
when we wrap.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, very good, guys. Before we continue with this, like teacher David to remind us the social media where you can follow us.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you were talking about TikTok, I just want to let everyone know that we are on every social media that you can imagine. We are on Apple Podcasts, where you can listen to this podcast, also Spotify. You can watch on Facebook and YouTube. And also, don't forget to check out all of Teacher Pablo's content that he's doing in TikTok, right? And you can find us as Columbus School BCS. So make sure to check it out.
All right,
Yeah,
remember
go check
to
it out. If you want to get the whole Columbus experience, you gotta
Yeah, the
subscribe
whole Columbus
yeah,
experience. Oh, we're gonna
yeah,
use that.
listen to
yep.
the podcast.
Like, comment, subscribe, anything that you need to check out our content that we produce every day for you, every weekend that we have the opportunity, and we're always happy to do this. And since we're talking about that, I mean, like so far, guys, I don't know. It's been a long, well, it seems like a long time since we started, right? It feels like very long time.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually yesterday when I was driving. You know, one of those times when you're driving and you forget that you're driving and you
Yeah,
start
you
thinking
gain
it.
self-consciousness
Yeah.
in that very moment.
Yeah, I was thinking of wow, we have done so many things on this podcast, so many topics
Hmm.
that are really interesting and then that I think that will definitely help students. And even if you're not student of Columbus, you're gonna get the best out of this podcast. And yeah, I was remembering some of the funny things that we have done, some of the bloopers as we like to call them. um but yes, and I would like to ask teacher Pablo if you have any anecdotes of the content that you're making in on TikTok. Like, what have been some of the bloopers that you have experienced?
All right, yeah. But first, I would like to mention to everybody who's listening, drive safe.
Yeah,
Please.
What
definitely,
I
definitely.
think that what teacher David tried to say is that there is a point in which you are so used to driving that it is a mechanical thing. All right, it's not like
Yeah, of
you are
course.
completely distracted. It becomes a just drive safe. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember the first time that I got into writing TikTok
Mhm,
because of my career, I had the opportunity to write for screenplays,
mhm.
for
Yeah.
a short
Shorts.
film,
Mhm.
etc. But then when you realize that you have to explain an entire
Like topic.
topic
Mhm.
no longer than 1 minute, you have to really make an
Like
to
use of
announce
your,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. That's
And
true.
I remember the first time that I tried to write a TikTok myself, it was like a one page.
Hmm.
And then I have to put a little bit here, a little bit there. Then are some topics that you can split into two different TikToks, sometimes into three different TikToks.
Hmm.
And then the editing process became some kind of a headache for me, because at the same time that you are, you know, trying to listening to yourself, you have to
Hmm.
get used to hearing your voice again,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
because I don't know who edits these podcasts, but I am the person who is in charge of recording and then
Hmm.
editing and then uploading. And
Yeah.
I'm used to hearing myself, but then it gets to a point in which you are just,
Like
you get
self-conscious,
tired
right?
of
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like I mean, you're used to your inner voice, and you kind of sound different inside,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then when you hear yourself like from a recording or something, you go like, "Do I speak like that?
Is that
Is
my
that me?"
voice?
Yeah, yeah. It happens to me. I sometimes I think that my voice is kind of deep, but when I hear myself, I sound like a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I go
Definitely.
like, "Come on, is that me?" Yeah, and that's a thing, right? I try
Are you
to.
telling me I don't sound like Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, yes, yes, definitely. And yeah, I mean, I remember that it was pretty weird for me at the beginning to watch the episodes and
Hmm.
listening to myself. I was
Yeah.
trying to like I'm always chasing for the mistakes that I could make during the
Yeah.
recordings, like,
Hmm.
and I go like, oh my god, I missed that, I don't know, pronunciation or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I go like, we are very critical with ourselves, right? Like
Yeah.
we're very tough with ourselves. And I
Hmm.
remember that when we start, I mean, like doing this, guys, for me, it's like stepping out of my comfort zone completely. At the
Definitely.
beginning, it was very intimidating because look at the people that I'm surrounded with.
Ah,
I
that's
mean,
Happened to me all the time.
talented people,
Definitely.
very,
talented,
very,
brilliant.
very, very intelligent, brilliant, amazing people. And I went like, come on, I have to,
Fluent.
fluent people. And I went like, come on, I have
Yeah,
to.
I'm kind of, scared when it comes to talking with teachers like April or teacher Carlos or teacher David. It happens to me like they speak not fast, but they sound so eloquent that I tend to think like, am I like the little
Nah.
nephew
Stop
that is
it.
trying his
Stop
Nah.
best?
it.
And it's funny because I feel the same. I feel like you're
Yeah,
like
it's gonna happen.
C2 and I'm
Definitely.
like A1 or A2 when
Oh,
I
come on.
Please let's not get into certifications or levels.
Yeah, yeah. I went like they are way out of my league. I mean,
Yeah.
regarding talent, and also you are from the communications
Mhm.
or career, right?
Yeah,
And I
area.
went like they already have experience with this. They know how to talk to the camera. And I went like, I don't know. And this is the first time that I'm in front of a camera recording for people that I'm not looking at the moment. So it was a big step up.
Mhm.
And I remember that we were when I get the chance to see some bloopers or videos or footage, and when we make fails, I go like, I don't know, my personality kind of changed, and now I
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
more comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah. It happens to me that well, everybody who's listening who is actually currently studying English and it's getting used to switch from language to language, it must happen to you that you become another person, a slightly different person that you really are
Yeah.
in other
Mhm.
language and in your first language. And now that we're making podcasts and TikToks and etc., now we have a third personality right there, in which you are the person who speaks
The
Yeah,
Spanish,
podcast.
the person who talks in English to himself or herself all the time, and
Mhm.
then the kind of showbiz kind of
Yeah, exactly.
broadcast.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's very interesting because I would like to ask you this. For example, me, I'm a very, like straightforward person
Yeah.
who like doesn't like who likes to plan everything in order to be perfect
Mhm.
and with as little mistakes as you can. But when something happens, when a blooper or when I make a mistake, I tend to panic a little bit. Although
Mhm.
it may seem that I'm really cool on
Yeah.
camera, but inside I'm freaking out. So how do you manage that when you make a mistake when you're recording?
I'm awkward on purpose because I know that my awkwardness is going to make people laugh, and they
Okay.
and you and you don't and they
Wow.
end up forgetting or letting pass the mistake. Right, I
Yeah.
try
Okay.
to
Yeah.
laugh of I try to or my cope mechanism right
Hmm.
now it's
Yeah.
it's like laughing of my own mistakes. So
Hmm.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it works. I mean, like sometimes that awkwardness that I have when I make mistakes helps me turn around things and
Hmm.
acknowledge that I made a little mistake, but I can like correct it. Right, that's what I do.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting,
Oh,
man.
really good.
That's interesting because it's kind of becoming awkward on command, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So now when it happens in real life, quote unquote, it's Carlos is like
You're
that.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
fake it
yeah.
until you make it. I mean, like
Yeah. But it has happened to me, and it has to do with the editing process.
Hmm.
That sometimes I got typos on the screen. Sometimes
Oh
I
yeah.
get pronunciation problems,
Hmm.
and it has to do with the fact that I don't watch my own content when it's done.
yeah,
You
I
know,
do the same thing.
I don't like
Yeah.
watching my own TikToks. Apart from being a bit egocentric, it has to it it tends to feel like I don't know. Sometimes I have to upload 2 TikToks a week,
Hmm.
1 TikTok a week, and the only process of hearing myself.
Hmm.
And the big advantage that I see in my area is that you cannot upload it until it's done. And in the podcast, you have like a 1 hour long material that sometimes
Yeah.
you are not willing to repeat
Watch
that.
entirely. Uh-huh.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know how to manage it so far. Sorry.
Well, for me, I think that I do make the effort to watch the entire episode.
Yeah.
But sometimes, as you were saying, like I cannot spend like more than 20 minutes listening to my own voice
Five
because
minutes.
or five, yeah, at the at the most. But I do try to watch them because I mean it gives you like self feedback, right? And you can see, as teacher Carlos was saying, like you can see what mistakes you make and how to improve them, right?
And it takes a lot of time. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and it
Hmm.
takes a lot of effort also, and
Hmm.
courage to be able to kind of criticize yourself in somehow,
Exactly.
right? I remember, oh my god, and I was really ashamed of this because in one episode I kept doing this because I had a shirt that kind of
Yeah.
like was like tucked here, and
Hmm.
it was like very uncomfortable when I put my arms like this. It went down, and I kept doing this, and it seems like I'm scratching my armpit. Yeah, and after that, I remember I got comments like, "Yo, you have to stop doing that because it looks like." And I went like, "Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that I was doing that."
Hmm.
So
Yes.
and I realized that when I'm kind of nervous, I start doing things like that, like this, or like
Yeah, we do.
moving around. Yeah, and that is something that I do all the time. That I gain self-awareness when I
Hmm.
watch the videos, or when I listen to myself, I gain self-awareness. And now that you think about it, it's really good because if
Hmm.
you're your toughest critic, right,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
going to be
Nobody
a
can do anything.
yeah, nobody's going to be like as rough as yourself with you, and that's
Yeah.
can
Definitely.
push you to even improve it. But depending on how you take it, right, because you could take it in the wrong way and go like, oh my god, I suck at this, and
Hmm.
stop doing it, instead of taking it as a motivator to do better things.
Hmm.
You're so wise, man. I'm
It's,
with you.
it
I,
takes
I
Yeah,
time.
agree with
listen.
everything that you just definitely.
Same.
Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and when you think you know things, you realize you don't know enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then the other thing that
for sure.
helps a lot is when you get used to your own format, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Because, for example, in my case, I always use my green screen. I always use the same black sweater. I can I try to do my hair the same way in every TikTok. And
Mhm.
as you can see, the only thing that is always changing is the color of
The
the
background.
background,
Yeah.
and that
Hmm.
makes the TikTok actual feed to look like really colorful, and you know
Mm.
it
Mhm.
makes it look like
And to have like
um
a sequence, right?
yeah, to have like a sequence. And
Mhm.
then it happens to me that I finish recording and I recorded 3 TikToks in a row, and then I just realized that I didn't have the same sweater, so I have to go back,
Oh my god.
wear it, and so I have to record it again. And a lot of people make fun of my saggy sweater,
Mhm.
but it's really useful because as my background is from a different
Different color.
color every time, the black is like the same element that is always that
Like,
never changes.
mhm.
And at the same time, being so saggy, it works like a board, right? So
All
all the white
right.
letters
Yeah.
always are always clear.
Like,
So
uh-huh.
imagine that I have a red shirt with letters, with white letters.
Mhm.
What am I going to do when I have to put some text, And there's
Yeah.
those little things that people don't realize until you mention it, or
Mhm.
if
Yes.
you weren't there, you would miss. But everything is like to get to the format that I already started, I had to make like 10 TikToks that didn't really work out. So
Mhm.
I get to the hey and then goodbye. So the next
Mhm.
TikTok, when you slide down, it starts with the same hand and then you finish again. So once you get used to that format, I remember that to make my first TikTok, from the writing process and then the recording and the editing, it took me like 5 days to make one TikTok.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I can make 4 or 3 TikToks in a row and write, record, and edit them in the same day,
Mhm.
and I can start, like just checking the um I don't know how
Yeah,
to
that,
call it,
like the little
annotation.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I would like to close with the idea of once you get used to your own format,
Mhm.
it becomes easier with time. So if anybody who's listening has a project, maybe in comedy, maybe in music, maybe try to find your own format, the
Mhm.
the 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 feel in which you feel comfortable, and master it. Go ahead,
Yeah,
David.
it becomes a little bit more systematically, right? Since you
Yeah,
have a process defined, and you can follow it, and somehow you have like a formula so you can
yeah,
follow, and of course be changing certain features, and that's how the content is evolving, right? Not putting up
Yeah.
very different things out of nowhere. So that's
Mhm.
good. I told you, David, that he was very into it.
Yeah.
I told you he was like into it.
He's out of this world with
Yeah,
his creativity,
yeah, that's
you
the
talking
thing.
about me,
Yeah.
for
guys?
sure.
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Are you talking about me, guys?
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
about you.
of
Oh,
course.
Yeah, we always talk about you.
my
Yeah.
my my advice to the listeners who's trying to start a maybe a social media project or
Mhm.
a content creator career is try to find your own format, because when you play your own game by your own rules, then nobody can beat you at your own game. So maybe
Yeah,
I'm
Exactly.
the best English professor on TikTok right now. Maybe I'm not the best editor, but I am the best teacher Pablo that you're gonna find on TikTok.
I,
You know.
I've heard
I love that.
I've heard that some people are, now that they check your videos, your TikToks, are interested in joining Columbus to
Yeah,
learn
just for
English,
you, because of you.
and they
Yes.
are looking for you, or they are looking forward to have you as a teacher. I've
Yeah,
heard
Mhm.
it
that.
has to have you as a teacher. It has to do with I don't know how did they what's the word in English, but I've heard it in Spanish. It's sinergia,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
which people who listen
Synergy,
to
right?
I think
synergy.
should be the same.
Yeah, I think it is.
Let's see.
Confirmed.
So
Synergy.
Yeah.
then people
Production,
who
production,
listen,
production.
production,
Synergy.
Okay,
Confirmed.
yeah. Thank you.
people who go from the podcast, then find a TikTok account, then find that there is a school behind it, and then they would like to join now.
Mhm.
It's an online thing. I cannot take the entire credit for this phenomenon to happen, because if it wasn't for the people, the audio production who helps me write
Exactly.
those scripts, those texts, I wouldn't be as productive as it looks, because I'm not that. It wouldn't happen if it was just me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. I mean, you guys can watch us like right here, but behind, there's a lot
It's
of
like
people
sorry.
working,
Yeah.
a lot of time invested, a lot of effort, and of
Patient.
course, yeah, and this has been amazing for every one of us, either the listeners, the viewers, for us. I don't know. It like and also recommending the podcast to our students, so they kind of brag about sometimes they brag about that
Yeah.
we are their teachers, the ones that
He's my
are in the
teacher.
yeah.
Happened to me.
And the overall thing here, I think it's like just to have fun, right? With everything that you do, because if we
Yeah.
didn't have fun, I mean, it would look on the screen,
Yeah.
like you would
Definitely.
notice that we are not having fun.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, I think that the overall advice is whatever you do, like have fun with it, and just roll with it and let the
Yes.
tide
When the
take you.
production team told me like, you're next on Random Talks, I was like, oh my god, yes, yes. Because
Yeah.
because if you're not having fun, then what's the point of doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and if you this is not very far from our regular conversations, because outside
Yeah.
Yeah.
being teachers and outside the podcast, we are also friends, and these are our normal conversations. Like we
Yeah.
do talk about random things all the time. We start with something and we end up with a different thing.
And
Yeah.
kids listening to this are smart. If we didn't like each other, they would notice and they would like point it out.
Yeah, and you don't know the how many times we have to cut because I remember one time we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
So so we have to cut many things. Another thing that I remember is when I like dropped the microphone
Oh
and
my
we had
god.
and we had to continue, and I hope that production can show the video at the end
Yeah, like
so
show it
that you
over
can
here.
see. Yeah, because and I watched the whole episode just to see if they had included this part, and they didn't, so I hope that they put it at the end.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it happened to me. Just to announce to all the people listening to this podcast, at the end of the conversation, there is going to be a part of bloopers. So if you're on Spotify right now, or if you're on Apple Podcast, when you're done listening to this, please try to go to YouTube, subscribe and like, and you're going to find a bunch of bloopers that we found from the previous material. Some of them are going to be from my TikTok process. Some of them are going to be from this podcast.
Mhm.
And another thing to mention is like there is a very popular phrase in Spanish. I don't know. I don't know if it exists in English, but it's nadie sabe para quién trabaja.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard it in English as well, or is it
I don't
just
know if we have
Mexican?
it. Do we have it in English?
I don't know. Probably there is, and probably there's
There is
it's the
something
same way.
similar, right?
Must be.
Yeah, there
You
might be.
never know if you're working.
Look it up.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
can look over.
production.
Can can you develop that concept?
Yeah, there is this girl commenting on like almost every TikTok that we upload,
Okay.
and says like she's from Poland.
Oh,
Oh
really?
my god.
Second language is English, and her third language she's currently studying is Spanish. So
Right.
when she discovered the TikTok account, she was like, I'm practicing both English, things that I don't remember,
Okay.
and I'm getting used to listening to this guy talking in Spanish. So we did this project to like help a certain type of person, and then some consequences pay the payment. So now people from all over the world can practice both Spanish and English in a way that, yeah, the production
Yo,
Nice.
says we,
contact that girl, so probably we can
Yeah.
talk to her. That would be interesting. Like, how do you find this?
that would be, yeah. We're gonna try through the TikTok account. Let's see what we
yeah,
can do.
I mean, because we created this, we have been creating this in
Mhm.
order to help, of course, our students or any person that is interested into joining us, learning English or
Mhm.
anything that you like. But it's going further, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't see that, right? Like what the impact is on
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We kind of take that for granted because we
Mhm.
are like we're just having fun, like
Yeah.
talking, like sharing things.
Mhm.
And now, I don't know, it makes me think about.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and it had happened to me that people on the internet has changed my life in really slightly actions.
Mhm.
But I don't take my time to comment or to leave a message or to email them. But the fact that I don't contact them, it doesn't mean that they didn't have an impact on my current
Of course.
life
yeah,
or my
exactly.
current situation. So
Mhm.
there must be some cases of people who listen to the podcast and maybe watch the TikTok's account, and they don't comment or they don't take the time to send a
Mhm.
message. But the only fact that they are finding this content useful for them to keep learning, even though they are in Columbus School or not, for me, that's like the maximum feeling.
Mhm. Yeah, and something that you mentioned that yes, it's true is that sometimes we don't, or we just think like, oh, there only our students are gonna watch this,
Yeah.
or only our students are gonna listen to this, right? So when we get to know people like that, like from different countries and from different cultures as well, like it's really heartwarming and it makes me think that we have been doing a great job after all.
After all, definitely, I agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah, because it was like, I remember when I got the invitation to do that, I was like going through things, and I was considering not accepting.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I went like, yeah, because I don't feel so good. But it actually helped me. It boosted my mood a lot, and it helped me through things because I kind of forget what's going on.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, it happens.
it's a very chill time, you know. And I actually miss recording with you guys in the
Yeah,
in the
like
actual
mhm.
place. That was really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah, there we go. And hopefully we can like go back again, and the next time that we have you, teacher Pablo, will be in a presential
yeah,
format.
yeah. It would be good. I would like to have you on the TikTok thing as well. I would
All
like to
right.
have
That would be
those
great. Just
kind of. I don't know if you've seen the format in which you have two kind of videos happening at the
yeah,
same
like
time.
duet. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I do the blue part and you do the red part, and then
Mhm.
we can have some kind of conversation formats with gaps so people
Yeah.
can answer.
Mhm.
Maybe we could work on that.
That would be great.
Sounds
I
like
would
fun.
love to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love it too.
Mhm.
Production interjecting. So I did some research, guys. I think this is a little one to dive deeper into. But from this quick search, I did not find one equivalent idiom for that in
Mhm.
English. I did find some people that translated it to a phrase like one never knows for whom one works,
Okay.
or
Okay.
you never know who you're working for, referring to that you see the person who you're working for, but you don't know exactly what they're using the money
Mhm.
for, or if
Oh,
he or she is nice. So I think it's a little different.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
A little bit.
that's not what we meant, guys.
Yeah. I take it back.
I,
Rewind.
the idea is that other people that you are not aware can benefit from a good
Mhm.
thing that you're doing.
A little different.
A illegal things that we are doing.
Yeah, and actually, if another thing that teacher Pablo said, that I would like to bring again, is that if you're watching or if you're listening, and if you want to be here, or if you want to let us know your comments, go ahead. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't
We
be
would
afraid.
love to hear all of your comments and
Be part of
your
the
ideas.
guy.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Good
Yeah,
right.
job.
you have like certain influence,
Hmm.
and it could be as direct now, considering that you are interacting with us. That'll be awesome. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel more eager to know more people, to meet more
Yeah.
people, right? Like to hear
Yeah.
from them, to know what's
Hmm.
going on, like their story behind learning English and the opportunities that they have gotten because of that. So it's very, encouraging, and
Hmm.
it helps you. We sometimes learn through other people experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a cool thing that I think we're doing is that the fact that we are not hiding the fact that we have an accent has
Yeah.
made
Hmm.
some students feel more comfortable speaking English, because
Hmm.
sometimes you don't want to speak until you don't have an accent. And there are
Yeah.
some people who could easily achieve that, but
Hmm.
that's not the main goal. The main goal is to try to think, try to express yourself
Yeah.
in a language that is not yours. All the extra things that you can get, like a British accent or American
Hmm.
accent or Australian accent, that's the surface thing. You shouldn't focus on that. And I think
Yeah.
that a cool thing that we have is that we are not afraid of sounding Mexican or sounding Latino, because at the end, that's not the point. And people tend to confuse the concept of pronunciation and accent, and
Hmm.
those are two
Hmm.
separated things.
Yeah, you can go around life being proud of your accent because that's your trademark, where you come from, where you're
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
Definitely.
So you have to carry it with pride, right?
Hmm. And you
So
don't sound like anyone else.
yeah,
Before.
that's true. That's true. It's a part of who you are,
Hmm.
and the essential part of your where you
Like
come from,
essence.
Background,
Yeah.
your heritage also.
your
Yeah.
heritage, yeah, as well. And at the same time, another thing that we are achieving, and I can see in my students who listen to the podcast, is the fact that when you, as a student, try to share a story that had happened to you
Hmm.
using English or learning it, and then you share it in a message or in a comment or in a video, or comment to the conversation with us in this format,
Hmm.
is that the same stories repeat over and over again with new people and with different stages of your life. There are some things that happened to me when I first started learning English that may happen to you at this point, and maybe we can help each other understand that we are going through the same process. It's not easier for another person, it's not harder for another person. It has more to do with the commitment that
Hmm.
you have to
Yeah.
not giving up. And I think that a cool thing that we're doing while we share our experiences is to let everyone know that it's as hard or as easy as you want to see
Yeah. Why
Hmm.
you so wise, man?
Yeah, and I'm the
Hmm.
wise.
it. Yes, you are.
No, you are the wise
Once
one.
told me, you once told me, if you were the weird kid, you were going to grow up to be an. You remember that?
I
It was
think
an
I.
Ed Sheeran.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
You
Well,
told me that one. I can't
yeah,
remember.
I go that motto of try to be the kid you needed when you were younger.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
or
was. If
or
you
or
if
try
you're
to be
told
the.
to be the weird kid, you grow up to be an interesting man.
Oh yes, that's true. That yeah, I just remember that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Another blooper.
yeah, I was a really weird kid, and when you're a weird kid, you grow up to be a very interesting adult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it happened to me as well.
yeah,
I'm assuming I'm interesting. How about that?
yeah. There we go.
I just did it.
Very good, guys. I mean, I feel that I could talk to you for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right
days.
now. Yeah, but yeah, we have.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to we have to finish right now. Hopefully, we're going to have teacher Pablo very soon back
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a pleasure as always. And there we go, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you can take some advice. And of course, remember to share this podcast with all your friends and follow us in all the social media, right? As Columbus School BCS.
Yep.
And you can find us on Facebook. What else, guys?
YouTube as
Yeah,
well. Apple
Instagram.
Podcast,
Apple
Instagram.
Podcast.
Yeah, there
Mhm.
you go. And of course, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, teacher David, as always. Thank you, teacher Pablo. It's
pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
it's always nice to have you here. And
I miss you. I miss you.
yeah, I miss you too, guys.
Yeah.
Like so much.
We need to get some beers.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yes.
Oh no,
we do.
some juice.
Yeah, yeah, some apple juice or something.
And another blooper.
Another
Yeah.
blooper.
There you go.
So we have more material for today.
Yeah, yes.
And
yes,
stay
yes.
tuned. Stay tuned for the bloopers. Remember.
Yeah, yeah, as always.
Yes.
Very good,
If you're on
guys.
Spotify, go to YouTube right now.
Yeah, yeah. Go watch it. Go watch it. You're gonna enjoy it more. All right, very good, guys. I hope you are well and see you all on the next one. All right,
Thank you. Bye bye.
bye,
See
guys.
you, everyone. Hi guys. Maldita sea. When we talk about random things that you like. So, I'm teacher David. Hello, welcome back, and I'm here with my. Es que no hicimos el. No hicimos el. Ya sé.
Jesus Christ. You got it.
Hi everyone, soy Teacher Midori. Les voy a comentar la razón número 11 para estudiar en Columbus School. Está pasando un carro.
Okay. Hi guys, this is Teacher April here. Remember to tune in to our podcast, Chat Chat, Fridays, every Friday.